Imagine a place where ancient rainforests drape themselves in emerald moss, where rugged mountains pierce the sky, and wild Pacific waves crash against remote, wind-swept beaches. Olympic National Park is that place, a breathtaking mosaic of ecosystems packed into one extraordinary corner of the Pacific Northwest. From misty coastal trails to alpine ridges dusted with snow, every step here reveals a new story written by nature itself. But beneath its stunning beauty lies a secret, a hidden trail, a secluded cove, a silent grove, waiting for the curious explorer willing to venture just a little farther. Are you ready to uncover the untamed magic of Olympic National Park? The journey begins now. But where it will lead, only the wild knows. Hurricane Ridge, where the sky feels within reach. The road winds upward, each turn peeling back a new layer of the Olympic Mountains' grandeur. By the time you crest Hurricane Ridge, it's as if the whole world has opened beneath you, serrated snow-capped peaks stretching endlessly toward the horizon, clouds drifting lazily below. In summer, the slopes burst into a kaleidoscope of wildflowers, lupine, paintbrush, and avalanche lilies swaying in the alpine breeze. Deer graze quietly nearby, seemingly unfazed by your presence, while marmots whistle from the rocky outcrops. In winter, the scene transforms into a silent wonderland of deep snow, where snowshoers and skiers carve paths through the stillness. And just when you think you've taken it all in, you realize there's another trail, another hidden viewpoint, another chance to see the ridge under a completely different light. The question is, will you linger here for the golden hour, or push just a little farther to see what lies beyond that next curve in the mountains? Ho Rainforest, step into a living emerald dream. The moment you set foot on the trail, the air changes, heavier, richer, carrying the scent of rain-soaked earth and ancient trees. Shafts of soft light filter through a canopy so thick it feels like the forest is breathing around you. Moss drapes from towering Sitka spruce like nature's own velvet curtains, and every branch, root, and fallen log is carpeted in 1,000 shades of green. On the Hall of Moss's trail, each bend reveals a new scene, gnarled trunks twisted like sculptures, nurse logs giving birth to young saplings, and streams whispering over stones polished by centuries of flow. You half expect to see fairy tale creatures slipping just out of sight. This is one of the quietest places you'll ever know, yet the forest hums with life, the distant call of a raven, the rustle of Roosevelt elk moving through the undergrowth, the delicate drip of water from fern to fern. And somewhere deeper in, beyond the reach of the road, the Ho River winds its way from glacier to sea. The only question is, will you turn back now, or follow its silver ribbon into the heart of the wilderness? Explore the tide pools at Rialto or Second Beach, a secret world beneath the waves. Time your visit with the pull of the tide, and the shoreline transforms before your eyes. As the ocean retreats, it leaves behind shimmering pockets of life, tide pools brimming with creatures so vibrant they seem painted by hand. At Rialto Beach, you'll walk past massive driftwood and see stacks rising like sentinels before stepping into this miniature wilderness. Kneel beside a pool and you'll spot bright sea stars clinging to rocks, anemones opening like underwater flowers, and tiny crabs scuttling into crevices. At Second Beach, the scene feels even more hidden. A short forest trail delivers you to a stretch of sand where the tide reveals treasures only visible for a fleeting hour or two each day. The salt hangs in the air, the surf roars just beyond, and the sun glints off wet stone. It's a place where patience rewards you. If you linger long enough, you may see a curious sea snail inch along, or a flash of movement from a darting fish. But the ocean is always waiting to return. So how long will you stay before the tide takes its secrets back? Saltduk Falls, where the forest whispers in water. The trail to Saltduk Falls winds through a cathedral of towering evergreens, their trunks wrapped in thick moss, the air rich with the scent of damp cedar and earth. Sunlight filters in soft, dappled patches, guiding you deeper into the heart of the forest. You hear it before you see it, a distant roar that grows with every step, until the trees part and the sound becomes a living thing. Before you, the Salduk River splits into 3 powerful channels, each one tumbling into a mossy, mist-filled gorge. The water crashes against dark rock, sending a cool spray into the air and painting everything in a fine shimmer. Stand on the wooden footbridge and you can feel the energy humming beneath your feet, the kind that makes you forget time altogether. In spring, snowmelt swells the falls into a thunderous cascade. In autumn, the surrounding maples ignite in shades of gold and crimson. And somewhere beyond, the trail keeps going, leading deeper into the backcountry. The question is, will you be content to watch the river disappear into shadow, or will you follow it into the wild? Six. Kalalak Beach and the Tree of Life, nature's defiant survivor. Walk along Kalalak's wind-swept shore and you'll find a sight that stops you in your tracks, a massive Sitka spruce suspended between 2 bluffs, its roots dangling in open air. This is the Tree of Life, clinging to the earth by sheer will, defying the pull of gravity and the relentless erosion beneath it. Beneath its exposed roots, a small cave opens toward the sea, as if the tree is guarding a secret chamber. The ocean's salt-laced wind rushes past, waves crash just beyond, and gulls wheel overhead, yet here it stands, alive, green, and thriving against all odds. Kalalak Beach itself stretches wide and wild, littered with driftwood sculpted by storms. On calm days, the horizon melts into silver blue. On stormy ones, the Pacific shows its untamed power. And while the Tree of Life draws countless curious visitors, you can't help but wonder. Five. Ozette Triangle Loop, 3 worlds in 1 trail. Few hikes pack as much variety into a single day as the Ozette Triangle Loop. It begins quietly, on a weathered boardwalk winding through lush coastal forest. Ferns crowd the edges, moss clings to every branch, and the air is thick with the scent of cedar and salt, a hint of what's to come. Soon, the trees give way to the roar of the Pacific, and you step onto a wild stretch of beach where sea stacks rise from the surf like ancient stone guardians. Here, the sand is scattered with driftwood as long as houses, and tide pools glisten between rocks, each one a microcosm of life. Eagles soar overhead, and the horizon feels impossibly wide. The loop closes through another swath of forest, the light softening as the canopy closes in once more. It's the kind of trail that feels like a journey through different worlds, each turn, each sound, each shift in the air telling a new chapter. But the question lingers as you take your final steps. Which part will stay with you the longest, the shadowed forest, the sunlit beach, or the wild, wind-whipped edge of the continent? Four. Marimer Falls, a forest path to falling water. The trail to Marimer Falls feels like stepping into a timeless world. Towering firs and cedars rise all around you, their trunks wide enough to hide behind, their roots weaving across the forest floor like ancient veins. Sunlight streams through in golden shafts, catching on the delicate fronds of ferns and the silver threads of spiderwebs. A gentle creek follows you part of the way, its voice growing louder as you near the falls. Then, through a break in the trees, you see it, a slender ribbon of water tumbling 90 feet into a moss-covered basin. Mist hangs in the air, cool against your skin, and the sound is soft yet constant, like nature's own lullaby. It's an easy walk, but the feeling here lingers, the stillness of the forest, the shimmer of falling water, the sense that this place has been performing the same graceful dance for centuries. And as you turn to leave, you can't help but glance back. Just once more, to let the beauty sink in. Three. Kayak or paddle Lake Crescent, where the water holds the sky. Lake Crescent lies cradled between forested slopes, its deep, glacial waters shimmering in impossible shades of blue. On a calm morning, the surface turns to glass, mirroring every cloud and ridge until it feels like you're floating between 2 skies. Rent a kayak or paddleboard and slip out from the shore, the water so clear you can see pebbles resting far below. Each stroke carries you deeper into the stillness, no motors, no rush, just the sound of your paddle and the distant call of a loon. When the summer sun warms the air, take a swim in the refreshing, pristine water, or trade your paddle for hiking boots and wander to nearby gems like Waterfalls. And as the day winds down, stay to watch the light fade across the lake, when the blue deepens to indigo and the mountains turn to silhouettes. The question is, will you head back to shore, or keep drifting until the stars come out? Two. Quinault Rainforest and Lake Quinault, where mountains meet moss and water. Tucked into the park's southwest corner, the Quinault Rainforest feels like a living cathedral. Drive the scenic loop road, and each bend reveals a new wonder, towering Sitka spruce, some among the largest in the world, their trunks draped in emerald moss, lush carpets of ferns curling along the forest floor, waterfalls tumbling down fern-covered cliffs. On foot, the short trails here feel anything but ordinary, each step steeped in the hush of ancient trees and the scent of rain. Just beyond, Lake Quinault stretches wide and serene, its glassy surface reflecting the surrounding peaks. Paddle a canoe into the calm morning mist, or join a scenic boat tour to hear the lake's stories from those who know it best. When the day's adventures wind down, step inside the historic Lake Quinault Lodge, where a roaring fire, lodge-style meals, and rocking chairs with lake views invite you to linger. It's a place where you can explore from sunrise to sunset. Or simply sit by the water's edge and watch the mountains fade into twilight. The real choice. Adventure or stillness, here, both feel like magic. One. Ruby Beach, where the wild Pacific paints its masterpiece. Step onto Ruby Beach, and you're entering a world sculpted by wind, waves, and time. Here, jagged sea stacks rise like ancient sentinels from the foaming surf, their dark silhouettes contrasting against the vibrant red-hued sand beneath your feet. Driftwood logs, weathered and worn, lie scattered like giant fallen trees from a forgotten forest, inviting you to sit and soak in the relentless rhythm of the Pacific Ocean. As you walk the shoreline, the salty air fills your lungs, and every crash of the waves seems to tell a story, stories of storms weathered and calm mornings kissed by mist. Tide pools emerge at low tide, miniature ecosystems alive with starfish, anemones, and crabs dancing just beyond reach. But the true magic of Ruby Beach waits just beyond the horizon, where sunsets ignite the sky in fiery hues that mirror the sands themselves. Will you stay to witness the day's last light paint this wild coastline, or will the pull of the ocean's mystery lead you further down the shore, chasing secrets only the tide can reveal? Embrace the wild spirit of Olympic National Park, your adventure awaits. Olympic National Park isn't just a destination, it's an invitation to step into a living masterpiece where every corner reveals something unforgettable. Whether you're chasing towering peaks, wandering ancient rainforests, or listening to the ocean's timeless roar, this park promises moments that stay with you long after you leave. So pack your curiosity, lace up your boots, and let the untamed beauty of Olympic guide you. Because in a place this wild and vast, the next discovery is always just around the bend. Are you ready to find yours?